Hi, you guys. So I hope you can hear me. Happy Sunday. So I have a couple of videos that I'll probably come with today. This first video that I wanted to get into, because I was on the neighborhood talk, right? Just minding my business. And I was looking through some stories, and I don't think it's just one person. However, the guy who owns the blog, of course, is taking all of the heat because it is his platform at the end of the day. But I think he has other people posting on there as well. But someone posted this video of Darius Cooks making this cake from cornbread, right? Two round cornbread cakes. Put the greens in the middle and the mashed potatoes as the icing, and then the chicken on top and gravy. And so it looked like an actual cake, and they were kind of making a joke about it. And so I was looking at that story, and the next thing I know, it was like, oh, this whole, this firestorm that took off. And it's almost as if this lady, and I'm familiar with her as well, the Kitchenista, and I don't have an issue with her. Um, oh, you know what? I forgot to play the music that I wanted to play when I started on this today. Yes, child, what is going on? I was like, okay, so I'm online, right? And then all of a sudden she posts this whole thing about, oh, Cal should be ashamed of himself. He's promoting someone who's scamming black women and all this nonsense, right? And so, and it's nonsense to me because I'm looking for whatever it is that she's trying to say that Darius is doing to black women. Otherwise, I really feel like people shouldn't use that type of language. And I've said this before, it really irritates me how all these people become so black when they want to make a point. But any other time, they really don't care about our community. Now, these women that are doing all this stuff, saying that they're doing things in the name of black women, we should have heard you guys making noise when we saw those two black women who were possibly murdered, and no one conducted an investigation. Okay, we should have heard your voices, and I really hope that we heard your voices when that came up, because otherwise you need to take black women out of your vocabulary. And I said what I said on that, because stuff like that really irritates me. How black everybody becomes when it's about them. But when it's about anything that you really should be speaking up about, you don't. No one can find you. You're nowhere in sight. And I said what I said, like I said, on that. And I don't really care who don't like what I said. People need to take that out of their vocabulary. And wherever you are, wherever you're happy and you're in that place and you're happy, please stay there. Do not start all this nonsense about your blackness on some foolery. Like, people are not supposed to pick up on that. And I think that's why people are still supporting Darius, because we don't see what it is that he's doing to us as a group of women, number one. And then she has this whole thing on Twitter where she's going, when a black woman says something, you should just listen and you should just believe it. Well, here's the thing, and this is why I wanted to make this video, because I was irritated by the whole black woman thing. That's number one. So let me just go on and put that out there. Um, I was irritated about that. But also, I don't see what the problem is that she's claiming that he's doing to us as a collective. And so that's where, and the other part of it. Um, Now, I've heard about the things that have gone on in the past with Darius, and it's kind of going back to that whole Dave Chappelle thing where he said we people are very selective about their outrage. Now, if you're saying that you're this big advocate for us as a group of women, then we should hear you on the front line with your large platform about all of this stuff that's going on, because this is not that Darius running a credit card, the credit card scam or whatever you're trying to call it. That's not the biggest issue going on in the black community. Okay, telling people that he's can help them fix their credit. So what else is it that he's doing that we should be concerned about? Otherwise, it sounds like to me that they're just trying to take someone's career down, or something that he's trying to, a way that he's trying to pave out for himself. And some of us have kind of watched him do that. Now, she went and got what's her name? Sunny Anderson from the Food Network. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with this whole food world. And if you are, then you kind of know who everyone is that I'm speaking of in this video. You know who the Kitchenista is, and you may know Darius as well. And Sunny Anderson, she has a food show on the Food Network, and I believe she's still on there. It's either the Food Network or that other one. But I know she's on one of these channels, and years ago, she was a DJ in New York at one time as well. Um, Now she went to get her very early, a couple years ago. She came out saying that she never gave him permission to use her as a reference. Okay, got it. Okay, maybe he overstepped because he was on a cooking contest show or something that was going on Food Network, and I believe she was hosting it. And so Darius was a part of that. And so maybe he felt like, okay, I was a part of this show. I'm going to put this down as a reference, right? When he really could have just used the reel. They can't stop him from using the reel. If he was on there, then he was on there. He can just pass that reel out that he was on that show, or a video of him. That's what I'm talking about when I say a reel of him participating in this food competition. Then she came out saying, well, he didn't get my permission or what have you. Okay, fine. These are not huge things where you take someone's career down over, though. So I don't know if you guys are in the comments and you guys are following all this drama that's going on with the food people. um, Please let me know in the comments what it is that we are supposed to be looking out for, where Darius is concerned. Now, when I lived in Atlanta, I was following his channel a lot more because he also had two restaurants there. He had what was it called? Greens and Gravy over on in the Southwest Atlanta area. Then he had the seafood place that he opened later on in downtown East Point. Um, Now, I had moved, I guess, before the whole COVID situation anyway, from Atlanta. But once the whole everything started coming up with COVID, a lot of restaurants took a hit. I think we all understand that. And to my understanding, he laid off some of his employees. And I think he was opening a restaurant in Chicago around this time as well. So it was just really bad timing. And he wasn't the only one. Okay. So he started laying people off or what have you because he was going to close the doors to the ATL Crabs place there in East Point. And so he didn't pay, I guess he didn't pay some of his employees. And so the young lady, she went up there to get her money, right? Obviously, everyone needs their money. People are not going to work just to go to work. They're going to work because that's how they survive. And so I understand her position. She went up there to get her money, and she was upset and what have you. And to my understanding, there was some type of physical altercation. He went live and explained that he was trying to remove her from the restaurant, which he should not have touched her. Now, we all understand that, and she should not have touched him. But to my understanding, I think that he was arrested, and there was a jail right around the corner from the restaurant down there in downtown East Point. So the government buildings, and the police department was right there. I believe they walked him over there, and so people were recording it. So that video, it popped up on social media that he was arrested. So of course he went live to explain himself. He, of course, he had to deal with that, the legal part of that. And so the young lady, if she called the police or whoever called the police, they did the right thing. So that situation was handled. I'm sure he paid his debt to society, and also I'm sure he's given her her money that he owed her for working there. So what else did Darius do that we're supposed to be so upset and irate over that he cannot go on with his business? And to me, it just comes out. And then people were saying this to her on Twitter as well the other day. I'm not sure if I have some of the tweets in here, but if they're going to come up. So people were saying to her, like, okay, you've been doing this for years now, going after this guy. Um, it's no longer that you're trying to point out that he was running this credit card scam or whatever. He was doing this, telling people that he can assist them with rebuilding their credit. Now, he says that when he asked the person that he was in partnership with to promote this, if it was legit. Okay. So he thought it was a legitimate service, and that's why he was running it on his channel. But once he realized people started coming after him legally, he dropped all of that, okay, from his channel. um, Listen, people are allowed to make mistakes in life. I'm allowed to make mistakes. Darius is allowed to make mistakes. The Kitchenista is allowed to make mistakes. We're all allowed to make mistakes. I don't think that we need people standing over us for the rest of our lives, reminding us of these things, especially the type of stuff that she's reminding people of. Okay. Um, that's my point. If he made some mistakes along the way, everyone's going to make mistakes along the way. Okay. So I think that's why people are not treating him the way she wants people to respond to him. And I see the difference in their numbers. He has a much larger 500,000 more of a platform than she has, and maybe jealousy, maybe wanting the success that he has, maybe riding his coattail a little bit too hard is where she's coming from with all of this. And I think that it's just a bad. It leaves a bad taste in your mouth because I do like her. I think she is talented as well. I like her for very different reasons than the reasons I like Darius. Um, so I'm not going to take any side in that. I think if you don't like the person, you don't like them. But to keep badgering him and then to badger people who support him, because then she has this recording where she's interviewing this couple, and I'm gonna try to play a couple minutes of that, just the audio of it. And she's kind of, then she kind of, this is what I'm saying. Then it kind of rubbed me the wrong way because then she go, oh, those black women are supporting him. Um, he's black as well, and if we choose to support him, that's our business. You can't say you for us, and then on the other, and then on the next side of on the next page, you're attacking us. So which one is it? And so that's why I said I wanted to make this video because it kind of rubs me the wrong way. And I think that people were nicely trying to say to her on Twitter as well, like it's becoming an obsession at this point. This is no longer about you um, pointing out that this man committed some crime or whatever it is that she was trying to say with that. Because, like I said, to me, it came off like a mistake. I think we could give him the benefit of the doubt when he says that he didn't know, right? That you cannot repair your credit like that, right? I think that people can give him that benefit of the doubt, and just like they would give it to her, right? I think people can give her the benefit of the doubt that she may think that she's really doing something that people can benefit from, but at the same time, it comes off as harassment, like people were telling her on Twitter. Um, Now she has this lawyer out here who's, once she's out here acting as if he's still committing crimes, but they're not telling us what the crimes are. He took recipes for me off of my channel. Everyone's going to, at some point, make the same things anyway. So if you inspired someone to make a seafood gumbo today, okay, right? Um, you may want to go to his channel and see what he's doing, and then you go to your channel and make the same thing. I don't think that's a crime. People, I'm sure we go around at each other's channels and we listen here on YouTube. We listen to what they're talking about and we can pick up on that topic and go to our own channels and that's not a crime. Okay. And I think any judge would tell her and her lawyers, that lady that's over there, Natasha, that like stuff like that is not a crime, and it becomes harassment when you start just badgering someone like that, and trying to tear down their name, and you don't really have a real reason. We can't still be holding on to the credit card thing these how many years later, and he's not doing that anymore. Okay, he already went live and he said once he realized that that was not something that was a legit service, he pulled it off of his videos. So you got to have a reason to keep this person's name in your mouth. And then she went over to the neighborhood talk and she started jumping on Cal for posting a video of him, which that is that man's platform. If he wants to promote Darius, that's his business. And so, like I said, it starts to become a thing of harassment. And I really just want to impress upon her, if she watches this video, that she might want to stop doing that. And like I said, and you really need to keep black women out your mouth when you're not speaking up for black women when it truly matters. Because we're not stupid. We see that. We see who's for us and who's not, whether we say something or not. Okay? Now, I will say it. Other people might not want to, but we see who's for us and who's not for us. Okay? Whether we're saying something about it or not. Everything is not worth holding a conversation about. But people are not, things are not going over anyone's head. If you're saying you're for black women and you're really trying to speak up for us, then you would be doing that far more than just about Darius, because he came over there and took a recipe from you. Now he came over there and took a recipe from you. Now, come on now. We got to have something bigger than that to call people criminals. And and then her and this couple, they're saying that I don't even know who the couple, I don't know these people. Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't even get their names, and I'm not even trying to be funny with that. I don't know if they're going to say their names in this clip, but I don't even know them. But they're trying to say that he was doxing them while they are doxing him, because they're putting all his business out here, saying, he didn't have a license to sell the pound cakes. And I'm sure when he still had his restaurant when he started making those pound cakes. I followed Darius as well, so I know this. He was making those pound cakes while he still had those restaurants. I think he's well within his right, while he's under his restaurant, to serve and to sell food. And so he could have been selling those cakes up under that, and I'm sure he had a license to have that restaurant there. The person that leased him that property would not have leased it to him without that. So let's cut that out. Um, so, you know, I don't know. It's just weird to me. And I just wanted to come on and kind of get you guys' opinion about it. If you do follow the whole food world, if you know who these individuals are that I'm speaking of, like I said, I don't have anything against her, but I am annoyed by people pretending like they're doing something for black women, while they're really not. They're doing it for themselves. You're really trying to push your agenda for yourself to get your own name out there. And like I said, it's better ways for us to network, as a group of women, as people, in period, regardless of race. It's just better ways to network. You should not have to take these nasty tones or these beat people down, and act as if they're not allowed to make a mistake in life, but you are, but they're not allowed to make any mistakes in life. I think that Darius was doing the best that he could, with what he thought he had to work with. And now that he's growing, obviously people are getting upset because he keeps reinventing himself to find things to do to keep himself out there. He don't have the restaurants anymore. He's now doing the dinner parties, and he's going around the country. Women are hiring. I guess they want. Did he come in and I guess he serves maybe 3, 4, I don't know how many courses meal to a group of women or their friends or family or whatever they choose to hire him for. If he has found things to do with himself, congratulate that man. Why are you sitting out here trying to stop him from making a living? I need somebody to explain that to me, because I don't get it. And he hasn't done anything personally to me, so I don't see him that way, nor am I going to see him that way. And I think that people, they stop their own growth when they do stuff like that, because people are watching you and they see what you're doing, even though you feel like they don't see you, they see you. But anyway, let me play this little bit of what she and this couple had. I don't know who these people. Child, I don't know these people. I don't know these people, but they're claiming that he doxed the wife, and now the husband is upset. I'm gonna let you guys hear.
To try to come and try to threaten her, me, or my children. That's the problem. Now we got an issue. That's why I said now we got a forever problem. Forever. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a damn if it's a month, 2, a year, 3 years from now. Nigga, we got a forever problem. You know, even like I said, even the mafia don't do that. You know, so you saying that you more scandalous than the mafia? You don't play with a man and his family, his wife and children. And then I'm hearing about this is like his regular cadence with black women. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm all about the protection and the upliftment of black women. You know, I'm hearing what he did to you. I'm hearing what he's done to a multitude of black women. And I'm like, this guy is still able to function, still able to walk. You know, he's still able to, you know, make money. That's my whole thing. It's like, wait a minute, well, maybe I need to. Let's talk it out. You know, I'm still inviting him to give me a call at 313-330-4992. This man needs to understand that moving forward, you need to not disrespect black women or women in general, period. And if any women that's a part of the beehive that's condoning this, you need to come into the light and understand that this man does not have any respect for you if you challenge him on anything.
That's what they really need to understand, is that they will be the next victim.
Exactly. Yeah, you will be the next victim. Right? And see, that's the thing. Nobody, I don't know if there's anybody, you know, I know that I'm protecting her, you know, and my family in this household. You know what I'm saying? But who's protecting the multitudes? Who's speaking up? Who's going against this guy? What man is stepping up to say, hey, wait a minute, hold on, man, this guy is disrespectful. Not only black women, but any woman that's challenging his authority and or his integrity.
But you know, he doesn't have that smoke or that same energy for a man. You know, he can't bully a man, so
yeah.
he doesn't.
Yeah, he doesn't have it in him.
He doesn't typically go after men.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. So yeah, he doesn't typically go after men. I'm just like, okay, but what did he do? Like, why would he dox her? What did she do that made him feel the need to dox her? Because you guys understand, they're doxing him as well. When they're telling people about this man's business license, about anything else about his personal business that he's not putting out there, you guys are doxing him as well. And, you know, she also has this other video of, I don't know if I should, where she is saying, well, you guys won't be able to see it anyway, so I probably just won't even play it. But it's on her channel. She has a YouTube channel here as well. Like I said, I like both of them. On their Instagram, they do the cooking demonstrations. She's saying that she's doing more now on her Patreon. She's going to move everything over there. But you know, I like both of them. Like I said, for cooking reasons, for different reasons. But I think that, you know, it looks bad on all of us, men or women, as black people, to keep up a bunch of nonsense all the time about nothing. Because this is really about nothing. They cannot tell us what this man has done to them. You know, first of all, I don't see their information out here anywhere, nor am I out here looking for it. You know, and I don't think anyone else is as well. Like people were telling her on Twitter, you know, it's kind of like you're just creating all of these things to keep talking about him. Now you're saying that he threw this lady's information out here. Who is she? And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just, in all honesty, we don't even know who these people are. Most of us don't even know who these people are. So if he is doxing them, what good is that going to do for anyone? She's trying to say, I guess, that the people that follow his channel are going to start harassing this couple or what have you. Now, this is why her husband is out here speaking up. He's claiming that Darius put his family, the children's pictures up or whatever. But you know what? We probably go to these people's Instagram pages and see their kids' pictures anyway, right? And so I guess my point is, it's like a bigger problem. It's like making a big problem out of a very minor issue. That's the way it sounds to me, because I don't really see what he's doing to them. And I'm just being honest. Now, if you guys know of what it is that she's talking about, please let me know in the comments, because I swear I don't get it, and I think it just looks really bad. And on both of their, well, more so on her, because Darius really don't talk about her. You know, he put up that Mary J. Blige picture where he said, "Oh my God," when he found out that she was still talking about him. That's how he felt. You know that she's still going at him all these years later. Now, when I started hearing about all this stuff, it was last year, right? She made this big post, and she had some YouTubers that interviewed her, different YouTubers that interviewed her. They was asking her about what was going on, and she was saying to me, this is what I got from what she was saying, that she was upset because he was taking recipes from her website. I mean, from her Instagram page. You know, when I say website, that's what I mean. From her social media platform, that he was taking recipes and then reinventing them and putting them on his platform. That's not a crime, ma'am. Okay, that's not a crime. And this is what I'm saying. I feel like it's just some of this is about her riding his coattail. Some of this is about her using him to get her own name out there, even if it's with negativity. You know, and like I said, if for people to leave the black stuff out of it, that's it and that's all. And then this guy doing all this hooping and hollering, like Darius is not a little man. He's not, he's gay, but he is still a man. Okay, now y'all run up on that man if you want to, and that's like I said, people love playing victim after they do all this stuff. Y'all now you putting all these threats out here. People talking about he's something's gonna happen to him and all this stuff. So which now puts him in a position to where he gets to it's self-defense. Y'all putting this stuff out here, y'all saying all this cold talk about how people need to be put down and they need to be taken down and all this stuff. You're using all this cold language. Now the man he's within his rights to put self-defense in play. Okay, so please, I don't get it. I just don't get it. If somebody could please explain all of this to me, I really would wish they would do it, because I really don't get it. And I don't know what the lawyer is over there talking about. I don't, if there was charges that could be brought against Darius, they would have brought them already. This lady has been talking about him, to my understanding, what they were saying on Larry Reid's show since 2014. 2014. And to be honest, like I said, I feel like she's just trying to build her own platform off of him by harassing him, because it really feels like harassment to me. Tell us, putting it out there that he was running a credit card scam is one thing, but he took a recipe from your website is a whole nother thing. That's not something to keep going on and on and on and on and on for 8 years about. Like, I think that's a lot. That's doing way too much for the too much. And I think people should be careful issuing threats to people. Um, I think that if you're saying that he's saying he's such a dignified, you're such a classy and dignified man that you're not even on social media. Please continue to act like that and not threaten people. If Darius is doing anything to you guys that's illegal, you guys should really take the legal route. Now y'all had his lawyer out here with a whole platform, with a whole platform, child, just for Darius. Now, y'all really should keep the legal stuff, or keep it on legal. Because when you start trying to go to the street stuff, then people can bring the street stuff back to you. Just because somebody is gay don't mean that they don't know how to handle themselves, and that's a misconception. He's probably not going to run from you because you're talking about doing all this stuff to him. Okay. And like I said, I don't even know what he has done to these people. I didn't see any information of anybody being doxxed anywhere. So, and every time I hear Darius, he's just saying that he wished that the whole thing would just go away. Like, she would just go away and stop bothering him. I don't sit and hear him talk about her like that. And then for her to kind of attack Cal posting that video, it kind of lets you know that there's just some harassment that's going on here. And I don't know. I think that, like I said, people could, it's other ways to get your name out there. If you that hard up to get your name out there, I don't think this is the way, because people are seeing this for what it is. Now, you calling this man out kind of criminals, but we don't see the crimes that he's committing. And black women are, it's a lot of stuff out here that we can truly address. And this ain't it. Somebody taking a recipe off of your webpage. No one cares. Okay? Because I done took some recipes off your website too. So, so what? Like, come on now. I mean, let's not. We need to have something real if we're going to be calling people out and calling people criminals. And to be honest, I'm not sure why he's not taking legal action at this point. Um, I don't know if he's aware that all this stuff is going on. He's probably trying to ignore it for his own peace of mind. He said that he was dealing with depression himself, so he's probably trying to ignore it for his, like I said, just for his own peace. But yeah, I hear the threats and I see the threats that people are putting up, and I'm just shaking my head because I don't see the big deal in all of this. Somebody taking a recipe off your web page, um, you know, this should not take years to solve. I'm sorry. And if Sunny Anderson was any kind of a friend and she knew both of you guys, she would just try to have you guys talk that out and let all of that go. Um, I don't get that as well. Yeah, she didn't give her permission to use her as a reference. Okay. Like I said, still that's not a crime. you know I don't get it. But if you guys are familiar with all of this stuff that's going on, please let me know in the comments, because I promise you, yesterday I was just really trying to figure it out when I saw her kind of coming after Cal. Sorry about the noises outside. She was coming after Cal from the neighborhood talk for putting that video up, so she don't want anyone to support him. And unfortunately, we're all adults. No one gets to tell anybody who to support. And like I said about the black woman thing, you need to inform us what he's doing that's really harming black women. I pointed to the things that I knew about, like the credit card situation and the situation with his employee. Um, but people make mistakes every day. He's not the only person that's going to make a mistake along the way in life, and nor should anybody be out here trying to make him feel that way. So I don't really understand that part. But if you guys can explain it, please do. I just wanted to come on and talk about that. I think the other thing that I wanted to talk about, I don't know if it's on here, really quick, was another YouTuber, and I should have wrote her name down. Was saying that she wanted to, um, well, she started a petition against Tina Knowles, um, which is Beyonce's mother. She's saying that she started this project, and I told you guys about this in one of my videos called "The Black Profile the Black Man." Now, I haven't watched the documentary or the movie, which I believe is a documentary. I haven't watched it, so I don't know, and I really can't speak to it. And I would have to watch it before I take anybody's, point of view as my own. And I kind of briefly spoke on the reason I thought she was bringing the Jay-Z situation up, because I felt like she was leading into promoting her project, right? And I kind of left it at that because I haven't watched it. But this lady she started a petition. She's saying that once again, Beyonce mother is hurting the black woman by putting this documentary out there, because there are so many black women getting harmed in our community by black men. And so to say that they're not a problem or that they're just being stereotyped is wrong. Um, and so I would have, like I said, I would have to see the documentary to really see the point of the documentary. So I can't speak to it. Honestly, I really can't. But let me know what you guys think about hers, what she had to say, that she feel like the documentary is not fair in the fact that black men are not just being stereotyped. They're truly a real problem for us as black women. in our community. She's saying 93% of crimes committed against Black women are at the hands of Black men. But let me say this, because people love to come with these stats, child, that they be making up. Some of them they make it up, and some of them are true. But all domestic violence cases are that way. The Latin community, most of the cases that are reported anyway, because sometimes people don't report domestic violence, and we understand that as well. In the Latin community and in the white community, most of those cases are going to be at the hands of their men. Okay, 90 something percent as well, because the majority of these women are married to their own, just like the white community. The majority of those women are married to white men or in relationships with white men, right? Okay, we all understand that. So, that goes across the board. That's not saying anything to say that Black women are cases or domestic violence cases are at the hand of Black men, because the majority of Black women are involved with Black men. Okay, so we do understand that, right? So I don't, it's like she's trying to create something maybe where there is nothing. And that's why I said I can't really speak to it until I see the documentary. If you guys have watched it, I don't even know if it's out. I think it's out. Is it out? I don't know. I can't remember. But if it's out, if you've watched the documentary, what did you think about it? Do you see the point in this YouTuber, what she's trying to say as far as starting this petition, saying that the documentary is hurtful to Black women? Let me know what you guys think, because I don't think Tina Knowles is saying that. I don't think that she's saying that. I don't, I just can't find a reason why she would say something like that. That any crime would, yeah, I don't even believe that, number one. But she has started this petition. I don't know if you guys have heard about it, if you've seen it floating in your community tab. I mean, in your timeline, because I saw it on my community on the timeline when I was going through my videos. Her community tab picture came up saying that she has this petition out there, and I didn't write her name down, so right now I don't even know what the lady's name was. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about the whole Kitchenista and Darius Cook situation as well, because I'm really trying to understand what is it that he's doing that is so harmful to us as Black women. Let me know in the comments if you guys are aware, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.